Picture this. You're sitting at the dining table eating your favorite food with family. Everyone has just finished the main course, but the stomach is not so full and therefore not ready for the dessert yet. Conversations are starting to break up into smaller groups, and somehow the topic of investing comes up. Your uncle, who proclaims himself to be a good investor, starts talking about the last stock he picked. And at first, you listen, and then when you feel there's a pressure to contribute, you don't want to just stay quiet. You wonder if anybody has realized that you've been quiet for long. You have the urge to contribute, but they're all talking so fast about terms and words you've never even heard of, and you quietly remove yourself from the conversation. Has this happened to you? If yes, you're not alone. It has happened to me a lot in the past, and we are not alone. Only half of the women currently invest. In the past, I didn't pay attention to stock market, fluctuation of the dollar, interest rates, because nobody explained to me what is personal finance. It's not taught in school, right? But neither is how to use Instagram, and yet we are all experts. So how did we learn how to use Instagram, but not personal finance? The key is that you can't learn how to use Instagram without downloading the app. Investing was the same for me. Scary at first, but then I realized the only way to learn is to just do it. And doing it right involves taking risks. Wealth doesn't necessarily make anyone happier, but financial security can translate into a greater optimism for the future. People who plan for their financial futures are 43% more positive about their financial outcomes. So here I am today to tell you that women need to be more self-reliant and learn how to invest by starting small and starting early. Investing for someone who doesn't come from a finance background is like learning a new language. I didn't have any knowledge because I am a techie. I don't know anything about finance. So in order to learn investing, let's start answering some basic questions. What happens to your money over time? If you've managed to save a decent amount of money, but you're keeping it in the bank account, hoarding it, you actually are losing it. There's something called as inflation. Even if you put it in savings account and get some interest out of it, you will still not be able to beat inflation. So now comes the question, how to stop our money from losing its value over time? Hypothetically speaking, that will happen only if saving account interest rate will be the same as inflation. But that can never happen because banks always offer less interest rates than inflation no matter where you are in this world. So the point is, we need to find ways to beat inflation and make money in order to stop it from losing its value over time. This takes me to the third question. How do we actually make money? Imagine that hypothetically, if the bank was providing an interest rate more than the inflation, we would have to never worry about the uncle who boasts about the latest stock he picked. Because the bank rate is helping you create wealth. But like I said, it doesn't happen. So what's the solution? The solution to make money is investing. Okay, what is investment? Well, an investment is something that puts money in your pocket. It's not your salary which you're actively working for. It's the money you make passively because its value increases over time. But what if you don't know anything about investing? Is it hard? How to start? Well, let's learn the ABC of investing. Let's start with learning the 3 words starting from ABC. First one is accumulation of asset. Asset accumulation is building wealth over time by earning, saving, and investing money. So I go, okay, I have to invest my money to build wealth. But I was scared to put my money anywhere randomly. I did not want to take that risk. But I realized if I don't take the risk, I might never be able to build wealth. They say you should take risks even if you're scared because that's how you build risk tolerance. And therefore, I took small steps to start investing. I came across the principle of dollar cost averaging. It basically means you take the total amount you want to invest, which can be any amount, and you break it into periodic purchases. So basically, investing bit by bit. You buy some in January, some in February, and so on. And that's how you spread the risk. The second term I learned is bad debt. We're always taught to avoid debt. Like, this is the only personal finance lesson I learned from the childhood, but not all debt is bad. Taking a student loan to improve your skills is not bad because you're investing in yourself to get a better salary over time. On the other hand, shopping haul is bad debt because when the credit card bill comes, you have to pay a lot of interest, which is bad debt. You have to borrow money to pay it back, which sets you back instead of pulling forward. C is compound interest. It's the interest you earn on interest. The longer you stay invested, the more money grows. It's literally like the eighth wonder of the world. Let's take an example of my friend Neeta. She is 25 years old and starts investing. She starts with $5,000 into a diversified stock market portfolio, and every month she adds $500 to this account. At the time of retirement, she would approximately make $3 million, versus if she started at the age of 45, she would retire with close to 400K. That's the power of compound interest. And starting early is the key. What's really fascinating is that women are subconsciously more risk averse than men, especially when anticipating a negative outcome. And research has proven that women feel fear and nervousness more intensely than men. As a result, men and women invest differently. A study by Warwick Business School said that women outperform men at investing by an average of 1.8 percentage points over a 36-month period. Because women feel fear and nervousness more intensely, they can use it to their advantage and apply long-term focus when it comes to investing. We need that long-term focus as more and more women are out there in the workforce making strides and shattering glass ceilings. We need to take control of our financial futures. You don't have to be a finance guru to start investing. Anyone can start investing. In fact, everyone should invest to create a more secure financial future for ourselves. I am no finance expert myself, and that's the point. If I can take the plunge to decide for myself, so can you. Remember, there's always a beginning to everything. Starting late is better than never starting. If you think personal finance should be taught earlier, especially for kids, please see this video that I made earlier. I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care and bye-bye.